Hello and good morning. Let's take a look at this work right here. First of all, if you have a textbook out, make sure you turn it in. You will be charged for that if you do not. All right, let's take a look here. This right here, you have double signs. So you're going to first change that to a plus, a negative times a negative. Now, since you have 1/3 plus 5 over 3, you have the same denominator, so you add the top numbers. You do not add the bottom numbers. So that gives you 6 over 3, which equals 2. Let's go on. This one right here, I would put a 1 underneath that 5. Now, your least common denominator, you would take the 1 and the 3, and you would take the bigger one. Well, 3 is the biggest one. And does 1 go inside 3? The answer is yes. So that's your least common denominator. This one already has a 3, but this one you got to multiply or have to multiply by 3. And what you're going to get when you multiply by 3 is 15 over 3 minus 2 over 3. And by the way, 15 divided by 3 is 5. You just wrote it in a form that you can use. Look, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So it's still 5, but now your denominators are the same. You have more pluses, you see. You have 13 more pluses, and that's your answer. Let's go to the next one. This one right here is 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, minus 7 over 1. Your least common denominator is 5. How do I know? Well, you take your denominators and you take the big one. Does this one divide into this one evenly? The answer is yes. Well, this is already a 5, but this one you have to multiply by 5. When you do, you get 11 over 5 minus 35 over 5. Now here you have more minuses. So your answer is going to be a negative. But since the signs are different, you see, different signs, you have to subtract and keep the sign you have more of. In this case, 35 minus 11 is going to be 24, but it's going to be a negative 24 because I have more negatives. All right, let's keep moving. This one right here, Monday you worked 2.5 hours. Tuesday you worked 4 1/5 hour, and then Wednesday you worked 8 1/3 hour. Now you might be saying, what is 1/3 of an hour? Well, you would take 60 minutes times 1/3. So basically you would divide, here you're going to get 60 divided by 1 times 3 is 3. So 60 divided by 3 is 20 minutes. So you worked 8 hours and 20 minutes. But in this case, we're going to find the least common denominator. Now watch what I do. You take your denominators, and there they are. And then you take the big one, which is 5. So I'm going to use a different color. So the big one is 5. Does 2 go into 5? No. Does 3 go into 5 evenly? No. And they both have to. Well, we double it, 10. Does 2 go into 10? Yes. Does 3 go into 10? No. Triple it, 5, 10, 15. Does 2 go into 15? No. Try 20. Does 2 go into 20? Yes. Does 3 go into 20? No. So you might be saying, well, what the heck is it? Well, you got to keep going. I'm thinking it's 60. 2 goes into 60 and 3 goes into 60. Now there might be something easier than that, but I'm going to say 60, just simply to get to work on this. So here, you're going to say 2 times what? 2 times what is equal to 60? Well, that's 30. So you're going to multiply this one by 30 and this one by 30. Okay? This one And actually, what I should do is first change it to an improper fraction. Let's do that first. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 2, plus 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 5, plus 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over 3. Now, we're still going to use the same denominator of 60. So watch what I do. So I'm going to multiply this one right here by 30, just like I was going to do. This one, 5 times what is 60? 5 times 12, I think. So I'm going to do times 12. This one, 3 times 20. So I do 5 times 30 is 150 over 60, plus 12 times 21, I have no idea, is 252 over 60. And then finally, 25 times 20 is 500 over 60. Now I'm adding all this up. Now I have the same denominator, so I add my top numbers. So I have 500 plus 252 plus 150, and I get 902. So I get 902 over 60, but you can reduce it by 2, you see, and maybe more. So half of 60 is 30. Half of 902, I'm going to divide by 2, I get 451. Now that means nothing to me, so I'm going to go ahead and take 451 divided by 30. 30 goes into 45 once. 1 times 30 is 30. I subtract, I get 15. I bring down my 1. 3 times 5 is going to give me, 30 times 5 is going to give me 150 with 1 left over. So I worked 15 and 1/30 of an hour. And that would be my answer. But that's how you do it. All right, anyway, good luck on your work today. And today you do have a worksheet. And your worksheet's going to look like this. And I may pick your work up Friday, or I may pick it up next Wednesday. It's possible. All right, have a good day. Make sure you learn fractions, and I'll see you in class.